Hey, this is a day in the life of yours truly. This is me, Jamie, and I'm here to share a little bit of day in the life of me. Did I just say that? I think I might have just repeated myself. But that's okay. This is going unedited. So if you don't like unprocessed, unproduced, if you don't like unproduced content, then you probably just click off now. Just being straight up. So I ain't touching this with this one specifically. I ain't touching with a 10-foot pole. Future ones, yes, but not this one. So my wife seems to be vacuuming in our underwear. It's kind of turning me on right now. Just kidding. It's granny underwear. I don't know why. Why do you wear granny underwear, babe? You should have a thong on right now. If you had a thong on, that'd be so much better. Vacuuming in a thong. She's literally in granny underwear right now. Why do you wear granny underwear, babe? I never asked you. Yeah, why do you wear granny underwear?
Oh.
I mean, I think after pregnancy.
Yeah, these are like
it helps to like shapewear. It's like what are those called? Spanx? Is it Spanx?
No, it's not Spanx.
It's like cheap Spanx knockoffs that probably don't actually even work.
Exactly.
You might as well just get a thong. All right. So anyway, while she's vacuuming in the background, I'm gonna do a quick little overview here. What should I start with? Well, I got some books right here, so why don't I do that? So I'm really interested in dry aging seafood. It seems kind of like a new and upcoming thing, very underground. So I got a book on how to dry age meat because there's no books available on how to dry age fish. It's a pretty small niche, I guess. So I got this, I've perused it. I think a lot of it's fairly straightforward stuff, but it's a shorter book. It's less than 100 pages. Oh, you know what? That's not true. I did read a few pages that seemed really integral. Check those out first. And I'll probably skim the rest of it later. So it's called Dry Aging Meat at Home, a complete guide for dry aging beef, duck, game, and other meats by Warren Anderson. Got it on Amazon for like 20 bucks or something. So anyway, that'll be cool. Thinking about getting a dry ager. Saw the cost. It's like $5,000. So I'm thinking to use my business as an excuse to get it. And then I was like, well, wait a second, maybe I can just sell it. So then I started looking at the, so there's the smaller one's $5,000, the larger one's $8,000. It's like, holy smokes. And then turns out they've got some NSF grade stuff. So like, I don't know what NSF stands for actually, I can't remember, but it's like a higher grade. And you can get this grade of, so it's a dry ager and the same sizes, but the NSF one. And there's a few extra like things, like you can lock it. So if it's in, our shop or something, and it just kind of reduces tampering from other people, potentially. Excuse me. So the large one is actually for the commercial grade one. Excuse me, I just had a green shake. My wife just made a green shake. Anyway, the large one is $20,000 for the commercial grade large one if it's 220 pounds. Same size, I think, as the small one. It's just a few little things like, I don't even know what most of them are, but I think the big thing that I was like, oh yeah, that would actually be really good is the lock. But you could like put a locking mechanism on the cheap one, but I guess I'll have to put some more research into that and figure that out, because like an extra $15,000 for a very similar unit, that's kind of crazy. But if you're selling it and it's got to be commercial food grade, then maybe you got to fork over the dough. I don't know. That's the catch, is if you sell it, right? If it's got to be commercial grade, then it's kind of like you don't really have a choice. So I think that's how they get you. But anyway, I'll check that out. I've also been really interested in Japanese knives lately, and sharpening knives in general. We started a knife sharpening service at our store recently, and the wheel that we were using was not working very well. And so after looking into it, we actually had another similar unit. And I think what happened on the first one is that it's got like a diamond crusted wheel. And I think the diamond part actually came off for like just overuse. So I got the other one installed, and then I think on the other one I'm going to put in a new wheel. So anyway, long story short, the sharpener was not working very well, so I started looking into like the sharpening thing even more, and then I started looking into Japanese knives, and I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole there for a bit, and so I'm just kind of learning about sharpening. So I got this book, The Razor Edge Book of Sharpening by John Dranich. I paid altogether probably way too much money for this book. What the hell is that on his face? Is he shaving with his axe? Holy shit, I think he's shaving with his axe. That's actually a pretty good thumbnail. Man's shaving with his axe. I should freaking use that. It's incredible. Make it better, maybe. But yeah, this was like $65 because I think there was like only a couple available, and it's a really old book, and it's probably not in print anymore. But it's a classic, apparently. I researched about 10 books, and this was one of them that I decided to get. And this one, An Edge in the Kitchen, the ultimate guide to kitchen knives. How to buy them, keep them razor sharp, and use them like a pro, by Chad Ward. Ow, just knocked my elbow. So anyway, I haven't even actually, to be honest, looked inside this one, I don't think. Oh yeah, no, I did peruse inside. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's good basic stuff. I've also got this book here on food and cooking, the science and lore in the kitchen. Somebody mentioned this on a Reddit channel or Reddit thread that I was looking at. This one's by Harold McGee, and it is incredible. Holy smokes. This is like the history of food and like unbelievable stuff. Really cool. So yeah, I was checking out some dry aging stuff in this. I was actually reading about cows and cow milk and different types of cows around the world, like yaks and buffalo, and some really interesting material in here. So I feel like this could be a good bathroom book, because this is like, it's the most interesting book on food that I've ever seen. It's not like it's like an encyclopedia of sorts. So let's see, fish and shellfish, $179. That's kind of what I'm interested in. I have a fish shop, so I'm always interested in learning more about fish. Yeah, so I mean, there's like 60 pages on fish here. Caviar, fish eggs, marinated fish, 4-way preservation, Japanese katsuo bushi, preserved fish, dried fish, shellfish, their special qualities, cooking fish and shellfish. Yeah, anyway, super interesting. For the 20 minutes that I've read it so far, I already recommend it. It's really, really cool. And there's another book. My wife must have just moved. I just had it. Where the hell did it go? Leah! Leah! It's not in there. It's a little piano we got for my daughter and son, I guess, but I think my son wasn't born yet. Well, anyway, there's this awesome book. Oh, no. This awesome book on Japanese culinary tradition, Japanese knives and stuff. It's really cool. Really, really, really cool. All right. Oh, I'll show you my Japanese knives. Oh, I wasn't even in the shot. Okay. Gosh, this is gonna be the worst vlog ever. Okay, check this out. This is gonna be cool. Got a little whiskey here. Cheers. Yum. A little Scotch whiskey. Got a little MacBook Air. These things are pretty dynamite. I like technology, and yet it's my first MacBook ever. What the hell is wrong with me, huh? I've always been a Windows PC guy, mostly because of games and stuff. Used to be a gamer. Okay, so check this out. This is a steel for sharpening your knives, right? Okay, let's prop that up there. And I'll pretty new to vlogging, so thanks for bearing with me here. I probably should edit this, to be honest. Okay, so this one, my first Japanese ever. It's a gyuto. It's really freaking big. I think it's a little too big to be honest, but it's mostly for like big fish. This thing's like, I don't know, what is that, 12 inches? I think it's a 12 inch. It's massive, bro, massive. So, it's a multi-purpose knife. It's incredibly sharp. Could slice through me in a freaking second. So, if you want to get a little case for this little box or a bag or whatever, I'm gonna put the steel in here. Okay. This is a Yanagiba. Oh, look at that bad boy. So this is for slicing. Oh, there's a fish scale on here. Whoops. Okay, this is for slicing sashimi. And it's a single bevel knife. So if you can see here, where's the camera? Oh yeah, it's up there. Okay, so I don't know if you can really see it. Okay, so yeah, you probably can't really see it, but it's a single bevel. So it comes like down on one side and then it's like flat on the other side, if that makes sense. So it's like, I don't know if that even makes sense to you, but it's called a single bevel. You could just Google it. There's a slight concaveness to the flat side. And the single bevel side, the side that's beveled, that's actually the only side that you sharpen most of the time. And this thing is freaking sharp. Like the other one is sharp, this thing is like crazy sharp. This is for sashimi. Like, holy smokes, this is sharp, man. It's nuts. So I was using this also for removing scales on a fish, because there's a whole type of, it's called tsukibiki. Tsukibiki is the method of removing scales with a knife. Pretty cool. And this is a deba. Now this is a 165 millimeter deba. I kind of wanted a 150, but this was handmade and it was available, and I probably wasn't going to be able to get another like this for some time. So I snatched it up. It's pretty dope. It's a beautiful, beautiful knife. It's very thick on the back. Excuse me. And this thing is sharp, like crazy, crazy sharp too. It's nuts, man. So yeah, so those are my Japanese knives. Welcome to my life. And what else can I show you down here? Yeah, that last book that I didn't show you, that thing is like the best one. It's too bad I don't know what it is. Oh wait, I have some more tools in here too. So this is pin boners. These are made in Japan. These are the best pin boning tweezers I've ever found or used in my life. They're incredible. So I've got one in my personal set. They actually come apart too, don't they? I forgot about that part. I sell these actually. These are nuts. And then I've got the best oyster knife in the world. It's an oyster shucker. Russell Hendricks. No. Dexter Russell. It's great. I love the grip on it. It's a really sturdy blade. It's really good shit. So that is my knife collection. My kitchen tools. Thanks for joining me on this journey.